Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior,
And I hate my car.
and we're
The Nerdy Bros. We literally just talked about how I should stop leaning into the mic, and right when I went to talk, I had to pause myself from leaning in. So I'm gonna love watching that on the playback window when I watch it on YouTube.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I hate my car.
Well, welcome back to the show, guys.
Welcome
Tito
back
hates
to the
his
show.
car.
Oh man.
I feel like at the beginning of every episode, you know what? Like, this is a little sneak peek. At the beginning of every episode, we actually just talk about stuff that's not nerdy. It's just random ass shit that's going on. And
We do that.
it's
a
mostly
lot,
just
yeah.
your life.
It's
but
just it's whatever I end
you're
up
like,
saying.
hey, I got dumped. Let's talk about that. Hey,
Well,
I
you
got
didn't have to
my
bring
car
that
problems.
up. That was
Let's-
already like a few months
whatever.
ago. We don't have to remind myself of the impending doom of living by myself and being alone forever. That's not what this podcast is
Yeah.
about.
Right. So it's exactly what this
This-
podcast is about.
You're right. We don't ever mention the stuff going on in your life. No, it's a little silly to just to say now, but just because because we figured it out afterward. But yeah, I had changed 2 of my tires like 2 weeks ago, and then I thought one of them had already popped, and that wasn't the case. They just put the 2 brand new tires like next to each other instead of the ones I was trying to replace. So I thought that one of my brand new ones had popped. It had not. And then I just had to get a new tire. It was
I mean, they were right in what they did. Like,
Yes.
it makes sense, but they
they
should
didn't
have
tell
told
me.
you.
Yeah.
They should have been like, we actually replaced your 2 rear tires because it makes sense because you have like a rear wheel drive car or whatever. And we put one of the back tires to the front.
That's like, could you imagine if they gave somebody a pacemaker when they were just going in for like just a regular like heart operation? I mean, I don't think any heart operation is necessarily regular.
It could have been another kind of operation.
And then they
like,
just
oh shit, they noticed this.
It's like something you should probably tell. Like, by the way, don't stand next to any magnets, or this will. I don't know if pacemakers work like that, but
They definitely don't explode.
okay, yeah, but stuff like that. Tell me what you do to my car, damn it. Because I walked in and I was like, I didn't walk up mad to the dude that was attending me, but like as he talked to me, I felt like he wasn't understanding, and I did feel like, am I becoming a Karen right now? Because I don't want to be, but why does this dude keep like not responding to the shit I'm telling him?
Here's the thing. There's definitely a difference between being a Karen and standing up for yourself. You can't just be like, oh, am I being a Karen right now? Like, no.
Well, I have like a lifetime of not being a Karen either. Like, I'm the guy that I didn't order this, and then I just either won't eat it or I'll eat it and pretend to like it, and then
that's called letting everyone walk all over you.
Yeah, I do that too.
And that's the opposite.
That's probably why I'm single.
But there's a way, right? Like, yes, if you ordered something and it's not right, you don't like fucking destroy this person's life. You just calmly be like, hey, this isn't what I ordered. Like, so like, I need, like, can I get the thing that I ordered? But not like, hey, this isn't what I fucking ordered. So you better figure this out. And I'm not paying for this shit that you made or whatever. Like, that's going Karen. Like, you don't have to do that. But then also if you already paid for this service and then you're like, okay, this is what I'm telling you and you're not understanding me. So I'm going to fucking tell you to you again. And if you don't get it this time, then I'm probably going to get fucking mad. But like, that's also not being a Karen because it's not like getting a tire changed is $5. It's, cost a couple $100 or whatever. So
yeah, depending on how expensive the tire is.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, it's also not like, well, fuck it, whatever. I guess it's fine.
This is
fine.
just happening.
Yeah, like no.
That's
this
like
is
me with fast
significant
food.
amount of money.
I don't know how many different times. Like I've tried to be better about checking to make sure my full order is there while in the like right as they hand it to me. I can't there's been probably dozens if not hundreds of times that I'm just in the turn lane about to leave the like fast food restaurant that I'm at, and I'm just like, they totally forgot this, and I don't go back. I'm just like, well, this is my life, I guess. I paid for something that I didn't get. This is what I deserve, and I'll just go.
This is what I deserve. I deserve this.
This is what I deserve.
I deserve this.
Anyways, guys, welcome back to the show. This is a show about nerdy stuff. Nerd was great. Anyways, guys, I want to apologize
Did
again.
you say nerdies are great?
No, I don't know what I said. I lost my train of thought. But I want to reiterate my apology from last week about missing that 1 week, because now me and Junior feel like, I mean, we're still kind of a pretty much not a brand new podcast. I think that's the incorrect. But
We're
we're
getting
still,
close to a year. Like
yeah,
we're definitely not
but
brand
we're still
new.
kind of like in the infancy of like really trying to get a larger following or have people listen.
We're
and
trying
enjoy
to
the
figure out
podcast.
how to grow it.
Yeah, basically. But like we missed 1 week, and then last week's episode kind of tanked, and we didn't feel the love that we normally do, guys,
And it hurt.
and it hurt. But again, anyone that is always coming back, I just want to say I'm sorry that one Thursday we missed. Again, we talked about like reasons that we did, and again, we're trying to take measures to make sure that we never miss out on you guys again. We always want to make sure that for those of you that do love our content and enjoy coming back to the show, that we're here for you guys. You know, maybe Thursday's a shitty day for you guys, and the only good thing is listening to me and Junior talk about nerdy stuff. I don't know. You know what? I don't know why I said. I
hope none of you guys remember that.
I feel like
you guys
I
have
meant
shitty
that,
Thursdays, and we're the best thing about it.
I meant that to sound nice, and I feel like it can't. Well, it didn't come off super arrogant, but it was probably just super arrogant to say something like that.
We're the best thing about your fucking week. Be honest, okay? We're the best thing about your fucking week.
Someone's day is so bad that you and I make it better. Oh man, I haven't been happy in months. Anyways, guys, normal Nerdy Bros fashion, we like to start off the show with something called Junior's Hot Take. This is part of the episode where we talk about something new and upcoming, and Junior's Hot Take and hot opinion on it. And this has been talked about a lot. People have known who's going to be playing the main character in this, but I'm interested in what your opinion is on this, Junior, and I feel like it will kind of devolve into other stuff that I also kind of want to talk about when it comes to this. The movie Black Adam, set for 2022. Mm-hmm. And everyone knows that The Rock is going to be playing it. Now, I feel like, I mean, number one, I know you love both DC and Marvel, but I definitely feel like you tend to skew towards being a larger DC fan. So, you know, Captain or Shazam, used to be known as Captain Marvel, being a DC character, and Black Adam pretty much being like I feel like it's really his own like supervillain / arch enemy. I really don't think like he has any other villains per se that are specifically for him. What do you think about him getting like a standalone movie like that? Like, I mean, The Rock has plenty of love from all of his fans, but like, what's your hot take on Black Adam?
I mean, other than the fact that we know absolutely nothing about it, except like you said, it's coming out like next year, but we don't know jack shit about it. I don't even know anybody else that's going to be in the movie other than The Rock.
Do you think?
Like, I don't even know if Shazam will be in the movie.
You think it'll be like his own just by himself?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting if it's kind of an origin.
Okay, so it's funny you mentioned that. So Black Adam originates, like, he also has these same powers as Shazam, Billy Batson, but he was chosen to be like that Shazam basically during like Egyptian times, kind of like he's Egyptian. So I think there is.
So I think he's like also immortal.
So here's the thing. So he should have, kind of grown up, lived his life or whatever, but he stayed in that form for so long that if he would return to his old form, like he would rapidly age and die. And that happens.
It looks like he has pointy ears. Like he almost looks like he's like
an elf or something.
Like elf or something that's not.
Yeah,
like something that's
some
alien.
of the comics, it definitely does look like that. I think it's like Superman versus Shazam. It's not like it's like an episode or something. Definitely not. It's not like the movie length, but it's like at first, like it's kind of like Shazam and Superman fight. I can't remember for how long, but then Black Adam gets involved, and then they team up against him. And then I remember that ends up happening is like someone says Shazam. I can't remember if it's Black Adam or if it's Shazam, but it like hits him, and then you like see like this old Egyptian dude. So the thing is, from what we see, it does not look like The Rock is going to be in Egypt. It looks like he's in a city.
So The Rock is not going to be reprising his role as the Scorpion King, is what you're saying.
Yes, basically what I'm saying is they could never do this movie in Egypt because then you'd be like, "Where's the Scorpion King? He's DC can't." No, he's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be our first like villain origin movie, or even our first villain movie. Like, we got the Joker, which I know technically isn't part of DC, like the DC universe, but it was. I mean, it is. And I mean, we got the Harley Quinn, and we've done Suicide Squad, and now Suicide Squad 2's coming out, and those are all villains basically. They're not good guys.
Yeah, but like Suicide Squad, I can get behind because it's definitely like, I mean, not only is it obviously canon and it has its own like comic series and stuff like that, but you get to see a bunch of villains that are, you know, pretty much like the government's just like, yeah, we were gonna grab all you guys. You guys are gonna go on this like basic, you know, this suicide mission that we don't care if you
Oh, is that
die.
why it's called Suicide Squad?
That is what it's called.
Okay.
Well, actually, they call it Suicide Squad. It's actually known as Task Force X. So.
Also, here's a real hot take. Tito doesn't like the Joker movie.
I felt like we talked about it, didn't we?
I know. We talked about it on right when we left the movie theater.
Oh, we didn't talk about it on the podcast?
I don't think we talked about it on the podcast.
I'm also not a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy. Come at me, bro. James, I'm looking at you. I still don't like Super. I'm not gonna watch. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I didn't mind.
You didn't like any of the Dark Knight movies?
I thought the one with the Joker was okay. Like I did kind of like Heath Ledger's Joker. If I had to like, you know, rank them, I'm still going with every time I want to remember what his name is, I immediately forget it and just want to say Luke Skywalker's Joker because like but this is the only time I ever
Mark Hamill.
It's the only time I can remember it on every other occasion. Whenever I want to say Mark Hamill's Joker is my favorite, I immediately forget Mark Hamill's name.
Yeah, but he's an animated.
Yeah, but
Joker.
he did it the best. Like it was
because he didn't. It's the voice. It was he didn't get to choose how it was animated.
No. That's not it's not the animation though. Voice acting is still a form of acting.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying.
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Like
you're saying he did it the best. Like his voice is the best. Is what you're saying.
That is the best portrayal of it. Like there's nothing that like tops it for me. Like of what the Joker is supposed to be. Like that's what I'm all about. Heath Ledger, I would be like in second place for me. But yeah, so that one was good.
I mean, I didn't like Heath Ledger's performance when it first came out either, if I'm being completely honest. I felt the same way because I was like, the Joker I know was like a clean cut, like crazy villain. And this guy's like almost feels sloppy. Like, yes, he was like a criminal mastermind. Like he was smart as shit. But to me, he was like not the Joker that I wanted, but
somehow you thought Joaquin Phoenix was the Joker that you wanted?
Yeah, he was crazy. Yeah. I liked the movie Joker. I thought Joaquin Phoenix was fucking awesome. It was great. It was a good take. It was a good take on it.
Joaquin Phoenix was just a great actor. I just don't like because what they essentially did was make an origin story for him.
Yes.
And that's not.
Well, we've never gotten one.
Again,
it's all very vague, too.
Literally, if you just kind of made him do everything without incorporating the Joker, which there's no way around it. Like it's the DC Jokers. I mean, they fucking mentioned like Bruce Wayne and his dad. There's no way around saying that like, well, that's not the Joker.
Batman?
Yeah, it's like he just met like Batman as a kid. Like that's what they're doing here. So there's no way around that. But it was just like, if you would have erased the like obviously the idea of DC Joker in that movie, it was a fantastic movie. But I hated what they tried to do with it. I didn't like that.
You hated what? That it was he was like crazy?
No. Joker's origin is more or less sometimes like a little more like ominous. Like sometimes you do get kind of like the
no, it's like you don't get anything. You never know.
No, sometimes you do get like the Red Hood like starting story where he was either like he was part of like some type of heist and then got thrown into Ace Chemicals, and it's like one of like Batman's like one of his first like
I mean, that's what happens to Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that happens to Well,
Jack
sometimes
Nicholson's Joker gets thrown into Ace.
yeah.
Ace Chemicals.
It's always Ace Chemicals that happens, but sometimes it's Batman that caused it, or sometimes it's just like whoever the hell the Joker is, it happened to him. But more often than not, like the Joker's like secret identity, if he ever had one, is never really mentioned. It's just like ominous. Like he was a person and then he became like this dude, and because what it actually was, it wasn't even meant to be a DC movie. It was more like a call to action slash like bringing attention to like a serious problem in the country, and they like slapped like the Joker on it. I'm pretty sure we read that the movie was pitched to just be that, and then it was denied, and then they said, "What if we try to make it a Joker origin story?" And then it was like, "Okay, let's do that." But that was the only way it got passed.
I didn't read that. So if you read that, I didn't read an article like that. So I didn't. If that's true, which I'm not gonna say that you're right, because maybe you're just making this shit up. But
That's what I do half of my life, baby.
I
Just to make
didn't.
it
I
up.
didn't read anything about it being some sort of movie about mental health in America, and then be. And
Are you
then-
really gonna tell me that that it didn't call to action? All the stuff that people talk about is like wrong with the mental health care system in America.
No, I mean, where was he was trying to get help, or anybody was trying to help this guy?
He was going to like like I think more or less like a social worker that was giving him like his medication, and then I think I don't think it was the building got condemned, but whatever like company he was going to got laid off or they didn't, and he was just like, well, what am I supposed to do now? And they're like, not my problem. Like they didn't even care that this person that's like on the verge and needs this stuff to kind of function in like society. They just tossed him off to the side and just pretty much just let it escalate. Like they were just like, well, if something happens, whatever, we don't care whether, regardless of how the situation was handled. But
I mean, I was just saying yesterday that I want to rewatch the movie. I thought it was awesome.
yeah,
So, like-
rewatch it and then try and tell me that it's not literally it's just calling attention to a very specific like thing.
Well, I mean, all of them. I mean, the heroes included. Are they not all a little bit crazy for wanting to do the things that they do?
Yeah, from time to time, but
I mean, it's basically been said. Like everybody says that everybody should be doing therapy. Like even therapists should be doing therapy. So like they're just like it's just good for the human
it's
people.
no Squidward. It's good for your soul.
They're just like everybody should do it. So like I don't necessarily think like what you're saying. Like I agree. Like it was just like, well, dude, sorry, this is you can no longer come here, and there's no longer somebody for for you to talk to you, whatever. So like you're shut out of luck. But like not everybody that has a mental disorder or whatever is going to get on fucking TV and blow the brains out of the host.
Yeah, but
So, like
even doing it once is one too many though. And it's like
no,
it's still,
yeah.
like,
But I'm saying like there was underlying things here, and this guy was obviously already.
I'm just saying like just rewatch it, and that's like, and I'm pretty sure I've said this before on the podcast, and I know I've said it to you before.
Plus the Joker makeup and all that stuff.
If a movie tries to get too meta on me, I get annoyed of it. Like I get annoyed that and I get annoyed of movies that are like, oh, you didn't like understand my art. I was just like, okay, whatever. It's not my cup of tea. If it's other people's, that's fine, but I don't enjoy that.
That's what
and
I
then
said.
when you slap it, and then when you slap like one of my all-time favorite villains over it, it pissed me off more. So that's why I didn't like the movie.
No, I thought you're dumb. That obviously he won the goddamn fucking Oscar for a reason.
Again, I said that Joaquin Phoenix is a phenomenal actor, and if you would have taken the Joker thing off of it, would have been fine. And I guarantee you, he won the Oscar because of his performance that had nothing to do with him being the Joker. Because we've talked about it before, how none of these superhero movies, and if you're going to include the fact that he's a DC supervillain that kind of falls into that same genre, they don't get nominated for the type of stuff that that he got nominated for because he won an Oscar for it, right?
That's what I just said.
Yeah. So how many of the other heroes have ever been like nominated for an Oscar? None. That's because this movie, it was literally just the tiniest sprinkling of, and let's add the Joker right here, and then like, I'm telling you,
It wasn't. There was. I mean, we went way far off from fucking Black Adam, but that's not true. There was the entire story was about. He had the obsession with Thomas Wayne, believing that that was his father. So like, it's not like it was just like let's just sprinkle this and that makes it that. Like, there was a lot.
Yeah, but
more.
That's something completely brand new that never
and all this other stuff
never happens. None of that is like even remotely close to being canon.
There is no canon. I just told you there's like no origin story for the.
Yes,
this character just exists.
That is like an origin story in and of itself.
So they're not allowed to fucking do it just because if it doesn't exist, then they're allowed to do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, but they only did it to sell what they were actually trying to sell. Wow.
That's your opinion.
Rewatch the movie. Okay. Anyway,
that's your opinion.
What I was trying to also get to, which I mean, the Joker kind of includes that too.
No, it does. I mean, I know exactly what you're trying to get at.
We're also because we're also getting Morbius, which is again, I feel like that's more of like I feel like one of the more uncommon villains of Spider-Man because I don't think a lot of people really talk about.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? They're all movies. That's all you care about anyway. Besides, we got Venom.
Yes, but Venom I will say is like an anti-hero, and then that just kind of
Venom's a villain.
Well, he's an anti-hero, but
later,
yes,
he's a villain. So he's a villain. They made him a fucking anti-hero at the beginning. If this is his origin story, this was not the origin story that he's supposed to get.
But what I really wanted to get into here was, do you think this is like them also doing what they did with Cruella and Maleficent?
This isn't fucking. I mean, I guess it is Disney, but
yeah,
this isn't Disney movies.
But what did they do with Cruella and Maleficent though? Because we are like, I mean, we've already heard the Cruella apparently got really bad reviews. Did not do that well.
Yeah.
And then Maleficent's been out for a while, and you said
this is supposed to be a prequel to the Cruella that we're supposed to know. But people were like, I'm supposed to feel bad for somebody that fucking 20 years from now is gonna want to skin 100 fucking puppies for a fucking fur coat.
And then in Maleficent, they made her like the hero of her own story. So it was like, oh, actually, you guys didn't even like if you guys would have actually known what Maleficent was trying to do, like it would have seen that she wasn't a villain. She was like a good guy all the time.
I mean, both Maleficent movies did well because they made a sequel. Also, here's the thing. No, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. They just did well. I didn't like the first one. I liked the second one better. And I just had to kind of swallow the pill that it was like, this is not the movie I wanted. I wanted Sleeping Beauty, but the movie was called Maleficent. So it was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. I can't wait for the transformation into the drag. It was like, basically, I just want Sleeping Beauty turned into live action, and that's not what I got. And that's what I was pissed about. But I had to get past that because it was like, that's not this movie.
So that's what I'm trying to like kind of get at. Do you think that that's what they're going to try to do with like Black Adam? Like, are they going to try to make him the hero of his like own story and that he's not supposed to be a villain?
I mean, everybody's a hero of their own story. Nobody's the villain of their story.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure Joker thinks he's the good guy. He's the fucking the one that's right, and Batman's stupid.
More so as like, like they're gonna angle it to look like something like Maleficent, though.
Well, what else would it be? The main character is the bad guy. What else is it supposed to be?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as it should be something like Brightburn, which was a fantastic movie. But, like, to just be like, well, if they're just doing, like, villainous shit, like, what would be so terrible, like, with that? Like, it was just, you just got a movie about a supervillain doing supervillain shit.
Yeah, but the fun of a supervillain is that there's a superhero to stop them. If it's completely one-sided, then it's not fun. Brightburn was different because Brightburn was a horror movie. Like,
yes,
that's the type of shit that happens. But, like, this is not going to be that. And also Black Adam, like Morbius is Marvel, so it's owned by Disney, but Black Adam is DC, which is owned by Warner Brothers, so it's not the same thing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So yeah, I wonder.
So like that's not gonna.
Oh yeah, so I guess I wonder what they will do with that then. I guess with Morbius we could.
I mean, again, it's The Rock. We're probably gonna root for him. And again, if it is an origin story and this happens in fucking ancient Egypt or whatever, then maybe there are bad guys that like
he originally does.
He originally has to fight off, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck these guys, and then he decides he flips it. Like I'm sure that in Justice, Superman is good until he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
yeah, there's probably
Black Adam
that's definitely with Black
probably
Adam
has a turning point.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a good guy, and then you pushed me too far, and then I decided instead of imprisoning you, I'm just going to kill you all.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I have a way to make the world like Lex Luthor doesn't think he's a bad guy. He's like, I'm trying to make the world perfect and safe from all aliens, but he's going about it a wrong, evil way. But like, he doesn't think he's evil.
Well, yeah, but to
He
most
thinks Superman's the bad guy.
To most villains, eventually the ends justify the means, though, and then you get into like whether or not you're just like, well,
Like,
it's collateral damage.
Joker's the exception to the rule. Joker just wants chaos. He doesn't want a world that's perfect. He wants an imperfect, chaotic world. But like Lex Luthor doesn't want that. Lex Luthor wants like a perfect world where it's like one government and fucking.
And because villains
whatever.
all want sometimes different things, is usually why team ups with them never work out because they end up in a double cross. But yeah, all right, cool. Good to know. I guess I, for whatever reason, didn't immediately connect the fact that yeah, you're right. That's DC and Marvel is two separate things. So I am curious.
I mean, you fucking said it right at the beginning. Like,
yeah.
You're more into DC.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't thinking. I was just thinking of how like all these like villain movies are coming out, and it's like if you're just gonna keep because it's the same thing. Like at this point, like I don't understand why is Disney making some remakes that are just like the movie. Like the children movie, like Aladdin, and then we're gonna turn and make stuff like Maleficent and Cruella.
Well, we didn't get Jafar as a snake, which is I was disappointed.
Yeah,
about.
I really
we just got
wanted that.
Iago as a giant,
and we did say like I'm pretty sure like before the movie came out, we were like we better get the snake.
Yeah, we didn't. So
stick him, stick that sword to that snake.
You stay out of this,
Jafar. He's our man. If he can't do it, great.
The one thing though is that like. Venom is also, despite the fact that it's Marvel, is also owned by Sony. So they also decided to go their own route with it. So, like, we can't... Technically, this is Marvel's first villain movie.
You mean DC's first villain movie?
No. This is Marvel's first villain movie, Morbius.
Oh, with Morbius? Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't done that.
I wonder if they'll do the thing, like, Morbius has, like... He, like, sucks blood through his hands. He doesn't actually bite anybody. So I wonder if they'll do that too.
So, I mean,
how creepy it'll look.
The thing is, it's also your favorite actor. So I already feel like you have two strikes against it already.
Yeah, right away.
Because you're like, oh, it's fucking Jared Leto. I already hate it. So that's the thing is that you have to separate. Like, you're just like, I'm going in open mind and not go in with like, I hate Jared Leto.
That's like
this
saying
movie
like,
sucks.
I went and saw Suicide Squad and I knew he was going to be in it. I still went to go see it.
I mean, he was in it, but he wasn't like advertised as a big character in it.
That's true too.
Like you knew, you're like Joker's not part of the Suicide Squad, so you were like, all right, he's in it, and then that's it.
Very true.
Plus, it was like the first Bat flick we got.
Yes, that was the first time we did get to see Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Which wasn't advertised at first, and then when you got to see it, you're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, and that car chase at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we've taken up way too much of your time.
Cool. I mean, this is part of it. That's why you're here, right? Right, babies? Yeah.
Yeah, you're here to fucking hear us argue.
I do feel like sometimes we do get like feedback on that though. Like people like when
people say I like the arguing.
It just reminds me of The Longest Yard with what's his name, Englehart, the guy that they give the estrogen to. I like it when he gets angry. But yeah, so anyways, moving things right along, I do want to kind of touch base on, again, one of our fan favorite segments known as
Anime is an important part of our culture.
We haven't, we've been talking a little bit about watching a little more anime and wanting to do this thing where we'll just go into an anime blind, watch like the first few episodes, and then kind of give a small review on it, and let our listeners / viewers know if they want to watch it. I know, what was it? You started. Well, we were starting one, and then Mom came over, and I went to go like fix all the stuff with my car and the tire. What was that one called?
I
Don't even remember. You
No.
just.
I just clicked
What
on
even
it.
drew you into it? Did you like? Are we gonna have like a
like-
checklist? That's not what I wanted to say.
Then what were you trying to say?
I don't. There was like a better word for it. I'm trying to sound fancy sometimes. A criteria. That's it. Are we gonna have a criteria for?
Well, I think the criteria that like this is like it was just it was a suggestion given to us by one of our viewers, James, and it was just like, yo, watch an anime that you don't know anything about, don't click on it, don't read about it, whatever, just like watch it. So I have eyes. I can't fucking I could just go like, blah, 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 close my eyes and just, all right, click
when you
that
close
one.
your eyes, do you usually go blah, 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 or
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
Well, I was just making the sound of the control.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I got you.
But anyway,
The control doesn't make any sound, by the way.
yeah, the TV when you move the controller.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What the
You're
fuck
right.
are you talking
I was
about?
about to
Not fucking crazy
Okay,
here.
first of all, the controller doesn't make a sound. That's the TV is. I was just like, I'm pretty sure. When
Yeah,
I
as
touch
it's
the
as it's moving
Yeah.
from icon to icon, it makes a fucking sound. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
yeah.
dun.
You're right.
But anyway, I didn't want to just close my eyes and just fucking click on one. So I was just like, the only thing that I'm going to go off of is the picture. That's it. I'm not going to watch a trailer. I'm not going to read the little synopsis about the first episode or even like what the anime might be about. I'm just going to look at a picture, click on it, press play, and we're off to the fucking races. We'll watch 3 episodes. It'll take us less than an hour. And then we'll be like, all right, this anime was cool. We're going to finish it. Or this anime is not for us, but we can give a review on it because it might be for some. We're not just going to be like, this anime sucked and we hated it. Like, we're going to tell you what it's about because you might be like, hey, I like slice of life, or hey, I like X, Y, and Z. So, like, I might want to check that one out or whatever.
So, what are we just gonna go alphabetical order? Wait, did you say what you ended up doing? Because you said you didn't close your eyes.
I just looked at the picture and I just clicked on it. But I don't remember the name.
Well, you looked at the picture, and then right away when we started it, though, we watched like 2 minutes of it, and we're like,
I don't
already
even know if we watched 2 minutes.
we
of it.
hated the animation.
Yeah.
And you didn't notice that from the picture?
No, you couldn't tell from the picture.
Oh.
I just like clicked on it. And
What were you
yes,
on,
I was like-
Funimation?
I was like,
Right?
yes. And I was like, oh, wait, I hate this animation. So I was just like, all right, cool. We're not going to watch that.
But that also means we're only going to watch ones that have already been dubbed, because you won't watch.
Yes.
Because you won't watch subbed with me.
Yes. I mean, most things get dubbed right away. They're just not dubbed right away on Funimation. You have to like go online to find it.
Yeah, and me and my friends still keep talking about Funimation. What are you doing? You bought Crunchyroll. Are you guys going to be one app? What is going on here? What is going on? At the very least, everything that Funimation has should be on Crunchyroll and vice versa, instead of still having to pay for 2 streaming services. Or maybe that's how they get you.
Well, it might just take a while. They also might have just bought it and then be like, we own Crunchyroll, but we're going to keep it.
The same?
Because Funimation doesn't get the episodes like right away. Crunchyroll does.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll gets them like an hour after they air in Japan or whatever.
I think so, yeah. Because I don't know.
Funimation doesn't.
Sometimes I'll get One Piece like super late Saturday, like even before midnight. I'll get the new One Piece episode, and sometimes I don't get it till like 4 or 5 in the morning on Sundays.
So the other thing is that I think that there are exclusives on both. So like even though
the Demon Slayer movie apparently is on Funimation right now.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I didn't look, but I remember seeing Tanjiro like on top of the train, and I was like, do they have the fucking movie on here?
I want to watch it in Japanese. Like again, we've talked about it before, but I want to watch it again in Japanese.
No. Once was enough. I didn't really like it.
Will you please finish Jujutsu Kaisen before the next for the next episode of this?
Why?
Because it's so good.
I think I've been watching other anime.
Well,
And
you did.
I'm still on the 3rd season.
Yeah, you did binge watch Yeah, very well. What was it?
I binge watched both seasons because I was like, I can't remember everything that happened in the first season. And right when you start the second season, there's an episode 0, which is a full 20 minutes long that recaps everything that happened in season 1. I'm like, I should have just watched this. I didn't know that this was here.
Yeah.
Because
Why didn't they tell me?
Yeah, because the first season came out in 2015 and the second season didn't come out until 2019. And I'm talking about, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Yeah. Which Bel Crano, I've loved that anime since it first came out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It took a while for the second season to come out, and then not that long for the third season to come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm caught up on that. You've been on a kick
on the third season.
Yeah, you've been on a kick because you said the reason you started it is because you looked up if you like D&D, you'll like these animes, and so you started watching that one. And another one that was on there was the Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
So the final season of Seven Deadly Sins aired, I think, like last week, 2 weeks ago. It came out on Netflix. My problem with it was it didn't like. I don't know if it ended where it ended or if I'm supposed to be waiting for like because usually the longer seasons are like 24 episodes or somewhere around there. And this one only had 12 episodes. So I'm wondering if I have to wait for the second half of it or if it just ended where it ended. Because it was kind of like one of those like, okay, I guess this could be an ending if you're not going to tell me like what happens afterwards. Because you know how like some like TV shows, even animes like that, like you'll get like a wholesome ending, but then they also do like there's still you'll be like, oh my god, there's still like 15 minutes left of this episode, and it's just like where like everyone goes and what happens like after the fact. That sometimes does get kind of annoying where like you go into like the final battle of some show you're watching and the battle ends within like the first 5 minutes and it's the final episode and you're like, oh great, now it's like, 18 minutes of like whatever the hell they're doing afterward. Like I wish they would have done like a more epic battle or something.
Well, I also finally finished Attack on Titan, and let me tell you, extremely disappointed. Like
that you have to wait?
Just in general, just extremely disappointed. First of all, I don't want to spoil too much, but for those of you who are caught up or why, again, I cannot advocate for this show enough. If you, especially now that I'm like, even now that I'm upset, like I've repeatedly said this, like if you liked Game of Thrones and you like that type of like, it's like political, but also action packed and like all this stuff, watch Attack on Titan.
It's a mech anime. If you like mech animes and you haven't watched Attack on Titan, it's a mech anime. You sent me
I sent you the thing, but I didn't say that I agree. Just because they have a lot of the tropes, they're not in mechs.
It's all the same tropes.
They're not in mechs, so it doesn't matter.
It's just a fleshy mech.
No. I hate that Aaron's been turned into Daenerys. And I feel it going that way, and I'm like, God damn it. Why is this happening to me, to this show? What the fuck? This is going to end like fucking season 8 of Game of Thrones.
No, I feel like you missed the point. I don't think that's what it was at all.
Yes. He's like the villain now.
Okay, but becoming Daenerys, it literally like
Daenerys
I don't
became
care,
the villain.
I don't care about Game of Thrones being like ruined for anyone because like just
I mean it's been over for over a year now.
Just don't watch the last like 2 episodes of Game of Thrones and you'll be fine, I think.
No, you won't, because you'll be like, how the fuck did it end?
Yeah, well, you won't want to know. Make up your own ending. It'll be better than what came out. Daenerys literally became the villain in like what was it? It was the second to last episode because
she didn't.
The other
she
episode
didn't become the villain. The second to last episode
opened up.
There was hints of it coming
with Jon Snow like killing her. Like that happened at the beginning of an episode, didn't it? When Jon Snow kills her.
It was the last episode.
It's right at the beginning.
Yes, the beginning of the last episode.
Yeah. Well, and then the episode. That's what I'm saying. The episode prior, you knew that it was just like, all right, they're gonna surrender. And then we'll know they surrendered. And then they surrender, and she's like, no, I'm going to burn everything anyways. And then you're like, okay, got like. But before that, there was no inkling that it was just like she had agreed to like, yes, if they surrender, then they can live. Like she like had said that and then reneged on it.
No. The thing is, she was dude. There was inklings of this is the way it's going. Like they were like, she's the liberator, she's the freer, but she showed no mercy to the people that she deemed the bad guys. Like it was like, all right, she liberated the slaves. She could have let the masters live. And she's like, no, they don't deserve to live. They deserve to die. So then she was like freeing and bringing quote unquote good. Again, that's the Lex Luthor. Like, she doesn't think she's bad. It's like, you're doing good, but you're not lawful good.
No, by no means is she lawful good, but she was coming in as kind of like
chaotic
like
good.
I don't know. It's more of like, if you could save one or the other, like you can save one, but the other one's gonna die. You're just like, all right, I can save the slaves, but their masters who have been abusing them and committing horrible acts on them have to die. Like, yeah, I don't think anyone's really gonna shed much of a tear for all these people dying.
But you just said if you had to save one or the other, yes, she didn't have to choose.
Well, and then
there wasn't a choice.
What did she do though? Like earlier on in the show, she did try to save both of them. The masters and the slaves live in their own country. And then what happened? All the masters started that secret underground sect that tried to kill her and attacked all her like guards and stuff.
Yeah.
So again, if you had like at that point, it's no longer like, well, maybe we could still live in peace. Like, no, Son of the Harpies showed up and they wanted to murder you.
Yeah, but she decides to apply that to everybody from going forward. She's just like
it was a lesson hard learned. She tried to do it the right way.
Yeah,
I'm not defending what she did at the end, because the end it was just like, dude, are you kidding me? Really? Like, you're just immediately just becoming the mad queen or quote unquote mad king now. Like, it was just like, wow.
Yes.
But no, no. Like with Eren, no, I don't even know why you came to that conclusion. That's not it. I'm thinking more of, I'm being the bad guy so that no one else has to be. And he's going to like essentially sacrifice himself at the end. So if you didn't catch that at all, I don't think you were paying attention well enough to call him a Daenerys. Not even the thought didn't even cross my mind.
What, are we not watching the same show?
No,
That's like people saying that Itachi's wasn't a villain.
Don't do this right now.
Does he kill kids?
Do this right now.
Does he kill kids? Does he kill women?
Like,
does he kill kids?
I asked you a question.
Villain. Does he kill kids?
He did what he had to do.
Tito, you're not answering my question. Does he kill kids? For the greater
good of the village.
Does he kill kids?
He became the villain so that the rest of the village wouldn't have to suffer.
I thank you for telling me that he became the villain, so he was a villain.
But he's more of like an anti-hero again.
Oh,
not a villain.
Jesus. You love these anti-heroes.
I do love my anti-heroes. How many kids and women would have died if the Uchiha rebellion and coup would have happened, Junior, huh?
I don't know. We will never know. So if you think
about it, how many did he save?
We will never know.
Yeah. You don't want to look at it like that. No, you just want to say you will never know. Yeah, because he took that bullet and he's like, I'm going to do all of this so I can protect the rest of the village. Because the entire Uchiha clan had agreed to this coup. The only one that didn't, you could say like, Itachi, maybe you went a little far with the kids because Sasuke didn't know about it.
It's a civil war. If there would have been an internal civil war, it would have been ninja versus ninja. They wouldn't have just been like, we need to kill all the kids too.
The coup would have been, but they're taking over like everything though. Like,
they would have just killed the fucking leader and the leaders. They would have killed Danzo, who had to die anyway, and they would have killed the two old bitches who they should have died a long time ago too, because they were pieces of shit from the beginning.
Yeah.
But they would have taken out Lord Third. And they would have taken out the...
It's such an oversight to just fucking call him a villain, and kind of like the same, like in the same way that James will get mad at me because I refuse to watch Super based solely on the fact that I don't like blue hair for the Super Saiyan God Mode or Ultra Instinct.
You really
is,
shouldn't
like,
be fucking. You shouldn't be admitting to this.
No, I've said it before on the podcast that I hate the blue hair like just add like 30 other like words after Super Saiyan and that'll be the new form. I think it's dumb. I don't like it at all.
That's stupid that you hate that, but you like GT when they decided to just do brown hair and give them fur.
Yeah, but
that
it's
you're
just
okay
Super
with,
Saiyan
but the
4.
blue
Yeah,
hair.
I thought it looked awesome.
But the blue hair is where you draw the line.
Because it was just like, because after Super Saiyan...
Give me a fucking break,
after
Tito.
Super Saiyan 3, what were you going to
After
go...
Super Saiyan 3, there shouldn't have been anything else.
No, Super Saiyan... Well, that means that you agree with me, though, that you don't think that a Super Saiyan God Mode or Ultra Instinct are good either. If you're just saying they should have cut it at Super Saiyan 3.
The thing was, the stronger I get, the longer my hair gets. And then all of a sudden
Although
it goes...
Super Saiyan 2
when I
was
go
very-
Super Saiyan 4, now I get short hair, I grow monkey fur, and I get fucking like... now I'm Super Saiyan 1 hair... Or Super Saiyan
Super
2
Saiyan
hair.
1 hair. Yeah, Super Saiyan 2 hair wasn't really much of a thing. Like,
But-
you saw Gohan's increase during the Cell Saga.
They just get the fucking hair thing that's in front of their fucking eye.
Ooh, yeah, like
But,
Gohan got that.
but my point is, you're like, I draw the line here, but this is fine. No,
I thought
if you
it
were
was
gonna
dumb.
draw the line should have been drawn at Super Saiyan 3. I'm not agreeing with you. I'm saying I don't have a problem with it either way.
I thought
But if
GT
you were
was
gonna
awesome.
draw the line, the proverbial line, it should have been drawn at Super Saiyan 3.
No.
If you accept Super Saiyan 4, then you need to accept the fucking
no
blue hair.
No, because they don't. They say that GT didn't happen with us.
Dude, they do this in comics all the time. You need to get over that shit.
I don't like it.
They
But
do
anyways-
that. The new
anyways,
52 is over, and they fucking start all over. So you need to get over
yeah,
it.
that's like starting all over. Like I don't
So
necessarily.
what? They
this
decided the
one
GT
wasn't-
saga isn't fucking canon, and Super is now.
I'm allowed to have my opinion. I don't like Super.
You are allowed to have your opinion, and I said that Itachi is a villain. I'm not saying I don't like the character. There are
But I'm
there
still
are
just-
characters
but I'm saying
that
in the
serve
same
a purpose.
in
He
the
serves a
same
purpose.
way
He's
in the
just a
same way
villain.
that there's literally this giant community that would come after me for not liking Super based solely on that. I'm pretty sure almost the entirety, like 90%, 95% of the Naruto community, it would just eat you alive for just straight up calling Itachi like a villain like that though. Come at me.
Come at me.
Yeah, that's what you-
Come at me.
where do we
What the fuck?
we keep getting off track completely.
No, we're still talking about anime. We're
No,
still in the
oh
anime
yeah, you're right.
segment.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't know where we're at anymore because we've talked so much.
Well, we were talking
this
about
stuff.
Aaron, and then we
Yeah.
tangent off
No,
into Game of Thrones a
I
little
don't.
bit.
No, yeah, oh yeah, that's true. So
But basically, I was
No.
just saying
I
can't.
I do not see because what you're saying. Because in that sense, you're saying that Aaron is becoming crazy like Daenerys was, and it's not it. That's not it at all. He
was for the
he
liberation of his people, and
he
now he's
co-
for the extermination of his people.
see like there's a part, yeah, but that's not what Daenerys was about. She wasn't about the extermination of her people.
I didn't say she was, but she decided, you know what, fuck all this, and she just like kill everybody.
Not kill
She changed her
everybody.
plans at the end, and this is what Aaron's done. He's changed his plans.
Yeah, well, again, I'm not going to ruin too much of, like, obviously what's going on if you haven't watched the show or not. I mean, that's already giving, like, huge hints of stuff because that's, like, making Aaron seem like a villain or whatever. I'm just saying, obviously, we're either going to have to wait for the second half of this.
He beat the
Of the
shit out of his
series.
best friend.
Second half of this. And that's literally where I'm saying, like, I don't know how you're not seeing, like, I'm doing this to save the rest of you. He is trying to distance himself completely from them.
They're not saved. Armin has the same amount of life. Like, he's going to die in 13 years. So,
Yeah, but
9 years.
He still has that.
9
that
years. He has
time,
9
yeah.
years. How is he saving him?
Well, he saved them from dying originally. When he originally got effed up by the Colossal Titan.
He sacrificed himself.
Who?
Armin.
Yeah, sacrificed himself, yeah, so that Aaron could get it. Yeah. So anyways, but I
Yeah.
did want to talk about
So
the fact,
Armin turned into a fucking Titan so that Aaron could fulfill his destiny, and then now Aaron's like, you know what? My destiny's changed. I'm doing this now. And then Armin's like, cool. I became a fucking Titan so that you could be a fucking asshole.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I don't know. I seriously like. I feel like you're going to be eating your own words when either the second half of the season / the movie comes out, whichever they end up doing. But
I'm not
so
gonna
yeah,
be eating my words unless Aaron turns out to be a good guy, and then I go, okay, cool, he turned out to be a good guy. But right now, he's not a good guy.
I did also watch. I talked about it with you earlier. Record of a Ragnarok, which my friends were telling me to check out.
See that can't be considered in the thing because if someone's telling you, then you
no.
know stuff
Well, but
about
also
it.
we didn't watch it together.
Yeah, but you were like, let's watch this
Yes,
one, and I said no,
first of all,
Tito.
why do I sound like that when you immediately make me seem like an asshole? It was a good anime and it was recommended.
Well, I can't talk
just
like
said-
me because then it sounds like I said it, so I have to go
Yeah, but you're making me sound like a jackass.
because you are a jackass.
No, that's you.
You are a jackass. It because I told you the premise of the thing we were gonna do, and already this is not part of the premise because you already know things about it.
Yes,
if you've watched the
I
trailer,
did know
if your
stuff.
friends told
I
you
didn't
about
watch
it,
a trailer. My friends had just
it doesn't
mentioned
matter.
it to
Well,
me.
yeah, but if you'd watched the trailer, if your friends had told you about it, or anything like that, then you already know more than you're supposed to.
I
is
feel
why
like
we
that
couldn't
doesn't.
do
I
that.
feel like that doesn't change the type of review that we could still give it. But whatever, that's fine.
No,
Junior and
no.
I didn't watch the anime together. I watched it by myself.
This is what that
and-
segment's for. The other segment is a separate segment.
I mean, I thought we would just kind of include it here at the end, probably.
It doesn't matter, but this segment is specifically about that. It's about talking about anime, and you know, because you said that you would periodically just watch animes and just talk about them.
Yeah, I always
But-
do, guys. Try to keep you in the loop of everything that I find out.
But that's not what this new segment or whatever is that we were talking about. This would be a blind reaction, which is what like the movie review was. A complete we know nothing, and we'd only potentially watch 3 episodes and either decide yes, no, or whatever. But this was something that you're like, I know I want to see this, so you already know about it. So I'm not saying you can't review it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
saying-
I'm still just saying. Like, I don't know why that. I think we've talked about this too, not on the podcast, just in person. I don't know why that takes away so much. Like, I honestly feel like you feel like the tiers of the review are like gaps and bounds away from each other if you know any information about it, and I can't fathom that. But again, regardless, Records of
it's not
Ragnarok
necessarily
was
that.
really. That's how you make it sound. Anytime we've talked about it, but
No, because well, if you're gonna
I just talk
like
about
come
Records of the
no, because
Ragnarok?
if you're gonna come back, then I'm gonna come back again.
No, that's
Critics
this is
watch
literally
everything.
just what I'm saying.
Critics
is how
watch
you make it sound.
everything. Critics watch everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
You only want to watch what you want to watch. So you are already biased because you're like, I went into this. I'm not saying that you can't not like something that you want to watch. I'm just saying more often than not, you come out of it with a positive attitude. I like this because I wanted to watch this.
But I've also gone into things where I had a negative attitude and came out like this was a great movie. So that's why I'm still saying that whatever you watch can still be good, even if you go into it thinking you wouldn't like it.
But again,
So your review would still be the same. If something's good and you like it, you're gonna like it no matter what.
yes. But if you think that you're not gonna like it, and then you go into it and then you watch it, but more often than not, how many times do you go see something that you don't want to see?
How many times do I do that?
Yes.
Like, I would probably say, 10% of the time. Like, if it wasn't my idea and I didn't care for it, I would say 10% over 90% of the time, yeah. But I feel like that's also with everyone, obviously, minus critics who obviously it's part of their job to watch everything.
To just watch everything.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I wouldn't necessarily consider myself a critic, but I also just like to watch random shit.
I get
just
that.
to see if I like
get
it
that
or
and
not.
I understand that. But again, I'm like, if we're doing it together, all I'm saying is like, instead of just going and this one, like I don't mind what it's just like. I mean, I guess it's the same thing saying like, if I say, oh, this looks cool, and you say this looks cool too, based on nothing but the art or the picture alone. Like, well, I don't know. If you want to get technical, you'd be like, oh, you've already seen what the character, the main character is going to look like. That's knowing something. Oh, now we can't watch it. Like,
I mean, yeah, but no, because we don't know anything about the story, and we don't know. Like, I mean, there's been stuff that you've recommended to me that you're like, oh, the character looks cool, and then I start watching it, and then I'm like, I fucking hate this, or like, at this point I'm like committed, but like I want to get through it. Like with
The slime reincarnation show.
that one,
You liked at first, and then you stopped liking
yeah,
it.
and then I didn't like it anymore.
Yeah.
And
ReZero too.
Yeah, Subaru with
But
Subaru.
that one was again kind of like you really liked that one. I think you just said the last season was that you didn't like.
I still
you-
like it. I don't the character. I don't like
okay.
Subaru, where the fuck his name is.
Well, I mean,
Barasu.
Neon Genesis Evangelion is one of like the most critically
Acclaimed.
acclaimed. There it is, affamed. I don't know what that is. Critically aflamed. It's on fire. Animes, and everyone hates like the main character of that show too. So I think it's totally fine to hate a main character and still love the anime, TV show, movie, or video game that you're playing or watching. But anyways, Records of a Ragnarok. Just the first season is out. My buddy has talked to me about like how like the manga's gotten like it's extremely better. But it's just essentially like all the gods of or all the deities essentially of like, you know, just our world around are deciding to end all of humanity. And
Ragnarok.
yeah, and the Valkyries essentially are just like, no, I think we should give them a chance. So they basically have a 13 on 13 like 1v1 battles, tournament style, and the Valkyries choose like the strongest humans throughout history to go up against like a god.
Throughout history, so
Yes,
like they
throughout
bring
history.
back people that are dead, or they bring people from the future.
I don't know. I don't know anything about future
What do you
yet.
mean you don't know? Didn't you just watch it?
It's just the first season. It was just the first 3 fights, and then the like who's gonna be like the next fight that was gonna happen where the season
Theodore
ends.
Roosevelt.
No, it's Jack the Ripper versus Hercules. So that's like the start of season 2 would start off with that fight.
So then you're saying that you don't know where you're at in the world, or what? What year is it supposed to be? Do you know that?
I think it's just like supposed to be like present time.
So yeah, then Jack the Ripper is obviously bringing somebody from the past.
Yeah, from the past. But that, you
He's
said
alive
future.
from the
I don't
1800s.
know. I don't think, as far as I know, they don't bring anybody from the future. Everyone they picked was from the past. They brought Adam from like the first human ever. He was like the
from
second
creation.
Yeah, he was the second contender, and he went up against Zeus. But the Valkyries essentially turn into like weapons to level the playing field for the humans versus gods. So 12 episodes, really good anime. I enjoyed it. Can't wait for season 2. Anything else to add for that, Junior? Any other stuff that you've been watching? Or was it just
I mean, I've been watching My Hero.
which is on its mid-season break?
Yeah, but I haven't gotten I haven't watched the last episode before the mid-season break yet. So the last episode that we just watched felt kind of fillery. It was like
The Christmas special?
the Christmas
Yeah.
one.
Okay, so like I know you did mention like that you were upset that you didn't feel like the story was getting pushed along at the beginning, but did you like I really enjoyed that we got like an in-depth look at Class B though, because there were so many of them that we didn't know any of their quirks, and some of the fights were just really awesome.
They're not main characters. Who fucking cares?
I mean, they could be.
They're not even side. That like in Naruto, it's team 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but you will also see Team 10, some of the other teams, but who are still part of that, like 10, 15 main characters of the show or whatever. We already have that in Class A. There's already like fucking 17 of them or whatever.
20 characters.
So, we don't need to know about the fucking other 20 characters in Class B.
So Class B is what, the Sand Shinobi?
Yeah, sure. Or just
Gaara?
any of them.
Okay.
Like, it's unimportant. Like, if a few of them, like, crossed over to help every once in a while, like, Gaara would show up, or Gaara's brother would show, what's his name?
Kankuro.
Kankuro. Showed up every once in a while, that's one thing. So, like, if the guy that can also harden or turn his body into steel, or iron.
Yeah, no, it's steel. Tetsu.
Yeah. If he showed up every once in a while, it'd be like, all right, cool. he's in this episode or whatever. But like, I don't need the whole fucking class. Like, it doesn't matter. I didn't think that it pushed the story along until we got to Deku's fight, which gave us a glimpse into, what's going on internally. And now it's starting to move the story along. Well, again, I still don't feel that the story's been moved along that much. It's only really what's going on with Deku. And then with that, with what happened to that city is like, okay, this is the next big thing or whatever, that city that got like basically destroyed. But, cause the first episode gave us that glimpse of like, oh shit, Hawks is bad or whatever. And then you're like, oh no, Hawks is just being like a double agent.
Yeah.
And then
just wait
nothing else after that.
Yeah. I can understand again, like I get that. I get that you would rather just see like the story moving along and stuff like that, but I just really enjoyed all the stuff with them. And I also kind of feel like Class B has more or less also been following along like a little bit with them.
Well, like they like resent Class A because like, oh, Class A always
No,
gets all the attention. They're the ones that are always in the middle of the fucking fights.
It's usually just like a few of them, not so much of like everyone like is mad at them. But
like,
yes,
again, it's not like I didn't enjoy the tuning exams in Naruto, but like they weren't like essential or whatever. Like, aside from the very end, the end of the tuning exam was like I understand you had to see the tuning exams to get to the end of the tuning exams for the shit to kick off with Orochimaru and stuff.
Well, yeah.
But like,
but at the beginning of the tuning exams, well, besides
all those battles are badass. I'm not saying they're not.
Yeah.
Again, the fights were cool in My Hero Academia. Don't get me wrong, but they weren't driving the story forward
Until
because like
Deku's fight, like you
Deku's
said,
fight could have been the first one, and that could have been the only one that we saw.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And it was he miraculously is the last fight. How come he wasn't one of the middle fights?
Yeah, I won't say that that's all. Yeah, you probably would have been like, you could have gotten rid of all the episodes. Just let me watch that and then give me more story. But like, I'll take all the episodes I can get. So,
I mean, I don't skip any of those.
Yeah.
Like, and despite like the Christmas episode, just could have done without it. But like, I still watched it.
yeah.
So
There wasn't all like that. There was other stuff that they showed in that episode too, if I remember correctly.
it was a filler episode. That was the one where they were learning. They took a class from Midnight and Mount Lady about right. Was that the last one, or was that the same? I think it was the same one.
It's the same one.
Yeah, they took a class about how to deal with the media.
Oh yeah.
And Deku's like nervous until all of a sudden they start talking about All Might, and then all of a sudden he won't shut the fuck up about.
Well, but again, the only time you can call an anime episode filler is when it's not canon to the manga. And again, as far as I know, almost like everything's been
like I
canon to the manga.
I understand what you're saying. Like with it, like it's not filler if it's in the manga, but
Yes.
it's also like, if this is not driving the story, that's exactly what it is. Despite the fact that it was in the manga, that would be a chapter in the manga that I'd be like, all right, skip. I don't need to read that one. Like, this does have nothing. It's got nothing. They took a class where they're learning how to talk to the media, and it's a Christmas party. Who the fuck cares?
Not Junior, guys. All right. Well, I think that's it. Unless you have something else to add.
We're already an hour into this fucking episode,
which is crazy. I won't lie. We've done this before. Usually not on the anime segment, though. I mean, we talked a lot about the hot take. Sometimes there's only been a few times I think the hot take like will just tangent us off into something else.
You know what?
A couple times with the anime segment. More often than not, though, it's the what we've been up to lately. That's the one that sometimes takes.
We haven't
forever.
even gotten to that.
And we have. Well, you know what? I mean, with all the anime movies, that literally for me, like what we've been up to lately, I platinum Ratchet and Clank, and beyond that, I've been watching anime and still trying to catch up on Dimension 20. I don't have too much else to add.
We watched the movie together.
Also that.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on it. Oh, and it was a really good one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it was a really good one. Almost as good. Well, I don't know. Would you say it was better or the same, or I don't like worse is such a negative connotation, but just like if you were gonna rank them, than The Nice Guys, because it was like essentially it was about like the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it had like the same type of.
No, it was
Well-
the same thing. Detroit. They were in Detroit, so it had
So
to have been about the same thing.
Well, okay, so like it was about no. In The Nice Guys there in California, the villain gets sent from
Oh,
Detroit.
it's from Detroit there. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But I think it was for the same thing. It was for the.
It was
yes.
car. It was
Yes,
had
it was
to do
about
with-
to do with the missions. It was the same thing because that's why when they go to that protest looking for the girl, they're all wearing masks
Yes.
because about the
Yes, the
emissions.
emissions.
So yeah,
Yes.
same thing or same topic basically.
Right. No, I'm not disagreeing, but the Nice Guys are cops. Well,
No, they're not.
no,
One's a private investigator and, the
and
other
one's a muscle.
Yeah,
Okay,
one's a
but
muscle.
right, but like the private investigators at least like trying to solve crimes or some shit like
Yeah.
But essentially what I'm saying is like these guys were good guys and what we watched was all bad guys, just some more bad guys than other bad
Yes,
guys.
exactly. Yeah.
And I'm also blanking on it. It's like Don't Make a Move.
Oh, the name of the movie? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember. You know what? I literally asked you what it was called, and you're like, I don't know, it's a movie. And
Yeah, but I just saw like I knew there was big actors, and I was just like, that's all I really need right now
Yeah,
to
and you
watch
put it
this.
on.
I don't know. Don Cheadle's in it.
Don Cheadle, John Hamm,
No sudden move.
Ricardo Mont. No, I'm just kidding.
No sudden move.
I was about to say Joaquin Phoenix, and then I remember that you always
Ray
get them
Liotta.
confused.
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro, Ray Liotta, yeah. Surprise guest appearance by Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it
And
was
I
a great.
fucking called it with Matt Damon. What happened? Like what was going to happen?
Yeah,
after
you
the
did. Yeah,
interaction.
it was a great movie. Fantastic. Definitely go out. What would you, I mean? Would you call?
I mean,
it a
it's
mo-
brand new.
Would you
It's
call it
brand new
a
on
mobster?
HBO.
A
Huh?
mobster movie?
Yeah.
More or less. I would
Yeah,
say
it's like a
half-ish.
mobster. I wouldn't necessarily call it a gangster movie because there's like gang movies, and this isn't a gang movie. This is like a mobster type movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really good though.
Yes, it's on HBO Max. It's brand new. No sudden move. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's pretty sweet.
It was awesome.
Uh,
Anything else for you?
Yeah, I haven't really been playing video games, but yeah. I mean, I've watched a few movies. I've watched The Hobbit. And I've been watching a lot of TV. You know what, Tito? I'm gonna call this right now. Let's just cover this and what we've been doing, and then let's just call it.
Let's just call it.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been a good episode. Again, sometimes like we're just like I don't know if we explained it too well in the last episode, but we're just trying to get back into the swing of things, just from missing out on that 1 week. And
I mean, we haven't done like any of these segments for like 3 episodes. We haven't done like we always do like the hot take, but like we haven't done the anime segment.
Yeah.
And we haven't done some of the other segments. So like, fuck it. Like let's just do just kind of like a segment episode. This one, but anyway, now we're getting into the fucking how the sausage is made here.
Which you keep telling us not to tell them.
Yes, but I guess I could have just texted you that, but whatever. It's too fucking late. Now you
It's
know.
too late. Boom.
It's too late.
This is a one and done.
Yeah, we watched that movie. I watched The Hobbit. I feel like I've seen a few other movies recently. But like, yeah, I've been watching a lot of anime. Like I said, I like binged like 2 seasons, and I'm on the 3rd season of.
Is it wrong to pick up?
Is it wrong to pick up?
There's
Girls in
a
a
shorter
Dungeon?
version of that, but it's like I think it's Japanese. It's like a quick word or something, but I can't ever remember it. I always just remember it as,
Yeah.
Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Which I like because D&D, because it was on the list that I looked up. That was like animes that you'll like if you're into D&D. Fairy Tail was also on that one, which I did get like a decent amount of episodes in, like over 100 episodes into that one. And then I just like fell off.
That one anime that I talked about that was like essentially like it looked like Fairy Tail, but it's like in space and obviously they're not wizards. Eden Zero, I think it's called. Yeah. I found like the first episode somewhere online where it was subbed, but it's still not out. Like I don't know if it's going to be a Netflix original.
No, but did you watch it?
I watched the first episode, but I haven't been able to find the other ones anywhere. But it's not on Crunchyroll.
Well, based on that, nothing. Like you were like,
No,
hell
no, no.
yeah. Or you
I
were like,
talked
"Oh,
about it.
alright."
Like I thought it looked like really cool. I'm excited to see what they do with everything. But it does kind of seem like they're like already immediately the main character. You're like, oh well, this guy will kind of be like the Natsu, and then the girl slash you get this because I talked about Happy. First of
Yeah,
all,
yeah.
it's still named Happy in this new
but
series.
no
Eden Zero.
wings, right?
I don't think. Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe so because he can still fly. Essentially, though, Happy's a robot, and like the Lucy character, her name's Rebecca. Happy turns into like twin pistols, and then like that's how she fights. And then you also at the end of that episode, you got like a little teaser to like the Urza Scarlet like character, but like it was in one of the following episodes. Somebody said that like as you're watching, you can literally see like Natsu and Lucy leaving like out of like the side of the screen. They're like holding hands and walking out of like whatever establishment the new characters are in.
So do you think that well, you'd have to look into this. Is it made by the same creators as Fairy Tale? And
Yeah,
then
like,
did
it's
they
either that-
decide, hey, we're just gonna reuse like characters, but they're gonna be different, and it's gonna be a different story?
At the very least, it's the same artist.
Or are they doing this ironically?
Yeah, it could be. It could be one or the other.
It's
like
like we're
number
using
one, I still
they'll
feel
be
like it's gonna
we're using characters that look
bring
like
in everyone.
we're using characters that look like Fairy Tale, but we're about to tell a Cowboy Bebop story.
Yeah, basically. Well, no, it's not even that.
What if it was that?
Rebecca is a streamer, and her dream is to have, I think, like 1 million followers on her
have
streaming
that
service with
same
Happy.
dream.
So,
We have that same dream.
yeah, so it would be amazing.
We share dreams with Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca.
Get the fuck over here.
My hand is a dolphin. Rebecca Black. It's not Friday.
Yeah, it is not.
It is Wednesday, my dudes. Ovine. Yeah,
So
fine.
so that's pretty much. Was that us wrapping it up then?
Yeah, I mean,
Put
if
in
you
a
can't
nice
think
little
of
bow
anything,
on it?
you can't think of anything else that you've like watched recently that's not like anime. Any other movies?
No, not really. Like I said, I focused one of the days last week. I focused completely on just platinuming Ratchet and Clank.
I mean, you haven't really talked about that too much, other than the fact that you played it. What, like the platinum, super fucking easy. You beat the game. Did you have to beat it again? Or was
I
it
did
one
not
and
have to
done?
beat it again. I just had to like go into New Game Plus because to get all the weapons. Since I pre-ordered it, I got the pixelizer, and then the bouncer you can't buy until you start a New Game Plus. So
See, so they made it easier because the one that I platinum, you have to beat it twice,
yes, you have to beat it twice. You also had to upgrade all your weapons to
all
the max.
the way. Yep.
I only had to do it with one of them. But your game's also like, which I don't understand why they made yours so much harder. Yours is just a remake of the original game, just
Yes.
completely like revamped.
So it probably was shorter. Actually, I have no idea. 'Cause I
If
haven't
you
played
can
the new
remember how
one.
many planets, the newest Ratchet and Clank only has 9 planets.
I don't know if it could be a little bit less. It could be like 7 or 8 planets. I mean, you have to go back and revisit them for certain things. What about races? Because I also had to get gold on all the races for the trophy.
Well, that also
And that was a bitch.
that also got you. Wasn't it like the last schematic of the Rhino 2 for doing that?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So I got all the secrets though. I beat all of the. This one had a tournament planet again, so that was always fun.
Oh yeah, because with that one I love the tournament planets, and yeah, they had 2 race planets but no tournament planets.
Yeah.
I mean, looks like PlayStation 5s are becoming a little bit more available periodically now, but I'm just a broke ass bitch, so I still, despite the fact that like when I could have gotten one, I was having a hard time finding one, and now that sometimes they like linger, if they don't go, they're not gone in 1 minute. Now it's like 15 minutes. I'm like, I don't have any money, so yeah, so sucks to suck.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get one soon, and then we can finally crack into Demon Souls. Did I tell you about this? Dark Souls 3 got an update where it's like 1,000 times more easier to play cooperatively.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you want us to reboot so that you can get the platinum?
No, I'm over it. Because it almost, again, the reason I gave up on that one was because for like the fourth time in a row, I had ruined the Katarina quest where he's stuck in the well where you get the like one gesture that I was missing. If I would have gotten that, I would have like powered through it. But that is like a third of the way into the game. And I was like, you know what? I'm over this. Like, how many times do I have to freaking do this? And I don't remember. Like, I remember having the list
I'm not
open.
gonna lie. Like, if you wanted to, I would play, because despite the fact that I'm currently already like part way into 2 games, like Final Fantasy VII, I'm like halfway through the game.
Did the DLC for that come out / the next part of the game with Yuffie? I don't know. I need to.
Oh,
hop on
also, it's, well, at this point it's gone now. But did you ever play the demo for the game that I told you?
No, and I immediately forgot what game it was. Was it for the new Final Fantasy for that?
Yeah,
for the Origin game.
Yeah. That one that I told you was supposed to play. That I was like, I think it's supposed to be kind of like Dark Souls. And you were like, no, I think it's supposed to be something else. And
It's
I was
supposed to be
you
like
can
Devil May
play
Cry.
it.
It looks like Devil May Cry.
And I told you, I was like, oh, you can play it. And then you were like, oh, shit.
The reason I said it looks like Devil... Did you play 4 or 5? Devil May Cry or no?
No, I've only played like the first one.
Oh.
And
yeah.
not that long, just a little bit.
Yeah. Nero, the new character for 4 and 5, has like this... Well, he has a demon arm in the 4th game, and then it gets chopped off right away at the beginning of the 5th game. Spoilers. But he has it's like a grab, essentially kind of like almost like Kratos, where it was like you did enough damage and you saw a circle appear above their head in the original God of Wars, and then you got like a finisher. You see the dude in the trailer doing stuff. That's what it looks like he's doing. Like he's fighting enemies, and then he gets to finish them with like a grab attack, and then they have like a unique death sequence. That's why I said it looks like it plays more like Devil May Cry.
I mean, if Dark Souls let you do that, you wouldn't say this plays like fucking that.
Yeah, but it seems way more like it would be like I don't consider Devil May Cry an RPG. I consider it a hack and slash. Same thing with God of War. So this game looks like a hack and slash, not an RPG, and Dark Souls is an RPG.
Well, anyway, if you did, because again, since I've been on this D&D kick, I've been thinking about replaying games that I want. Like, I'm like, I just want, because I'll be low. I'm just gonna straight up level with you. I'm not having that much fun with
Biomutant.
With Biomutant.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
I'm playing it still, and maybe I'm gonna, I don't know. I feel like give it 10 hours before I go like fuck this game, but. Yeah, so far
like 10 hours in total or like 10 more hours?
Like 10 hours in total. I know that I've played it for longer than that, but I don't think I've gone 10 hours into the game. I've also like died and keep retrying it, even though I'm like this guy is a little bit too hard for me to try to fight right now.
But you're not,
and I'm just like I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep fucking doing it. Perfect. So yeah, but like I've been thinking about like playing a game that I'm like, this is open world. This is gonna give me my fix for D&D type shit. Mm-hmm. Like,
well, we're gonna get to play in 2 days. You're gonna get your fix. Hopefully, we'll get to play for a while.
Yeah,
and you'll get your fix going there.
Because I'm jonesing.
Yeah, you're jonesing. Oh, I'll get to play 2 days in a row, and by play I mean I'm gonna just DM. Someone DM for me. I want to play too, dude. I've thought about.
You should have told me. I would have fucking DM'd for you with the fucking set that I bought.
Yeah, well, it was too little too late.
Like, I wanted to play too, but
I figured you had
DM'd.
bought it for yourself, not for me to play. But anyways, yeah.
You should have said something.
So yeah, anyways, wrapping it up nice and tight. Like I made the bow like 10 minutes ago, and then we tangented again. Yeah. Thanks again, guys, for
the Polish goodbye.
Yeah, good old Polish goodbye. Could you imagine just an Irish goodbye in a podcast?
All right, guys.
Just turn it off. Thanks, guys, for listening. Any amount of support, we love you. Shout out to Sam Caldwell, one of my good buddies, who bought a T-shirt.
Yeah, guys, merch. If you
guys,
we should have said at the beginning.
Yeah, any type of support. Appreciate much love from both me and Junior. But if you guys ever want to reach out, talk to me about anything, nerdy, questions about the show, stuff you want to hear. We're still trying to grow. But yeah, you
please
can
share us. Tell your friends. Tell your family.
yeah, anyone that you think would be into this stuff, let them know. But you can always reach me on Instagram and Twitter at BanditoTito93. Just DM me, at me, whatever you guys want to do. Like I love to talk about nerdy stuff, and I'm ready for new friends. What about
Yeah.
you, Junior? Where can they find you?
Pops.maniac on Instagram, as well as nerdy.bros.inc on Instagram. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just watch my other YouTube videos that have nothing to do with the podcast. It's mostly about collecting stuff, mainly just Funko Pops, but do collect a few other things. So you should check some of those videos out. You might like them. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Have a good week.
Okay, guys, thanks. Bye.